All right, here we are on the reporting section, and we are almost done with this puzzle. But this is one of the most important pieces of this puzzle, which is reporting out to the client, because fundamentally, clients love to see eye candy. They love to see charts and reports and things, and they most of all like to see the things that you do for them, because typically they're paying you a lot of money, at least a lot of money for them to do their marketing. And it's really important for you to show that you're doing a lot of different things that are the right things for them, and it allows you to list everything so that you can talk to it and explain why you did it. And it makes for a very nice conversation at the end of the month so that you can review all the things that you did. And just like we covered in the last puzzle piece, or the last part, when you complete the different checklist items, that as you complete those, that's what shows up in the report. So let's go ahead and take a look at the reporting section so we can see how this is set up and configured. So if you go into report, go in here to reports right here. Now when you get into the reports, the reports are kind of separated into three different parts. One is the report templates, which is what do we want to include in the report? And we'll take a look at that in a second. The second thing is brand templates. What do we want the report to look like? Do we want our logo on the top? Do we want their company logo on the top? We can make it any way we want. And so that's how we brand it. And then the third part is the scheduling. When do we want this report to be generated? And so those are the three parts to the reporting process. So let's quickly take a look at creating a new report template. In fact, let's just go ahead and take a look at this template right here that's already been created. And so when you first get in and you open up a new template, you're going to have just the intro and the summary page that's going to be here. And then, in fact, let's go back. Let's create a brand new one so you can see what it looks like. So what we'll do is we'll just call this one test, and we'll give the test description on here. When we click continue, this is exactly what it'll look like, kind of a blank slate right here. And then what we can see here is that if we click on that summary page, it will bounce over here to the right side, and we can actually configure this, and we can call this anything that we want. We can put in some text up here, and I'll show you where this text is on a report so that you can understand why this is important and where it shows up. And so we can save the settings on this, and it's important to save the settings as we bring it over because each one has kind of individual settings on it. We can see right here that we can add all kinds of different pieces in here to show. Now remember, don't worry about the colors right here because these colors are just for organization purposes right here. Let's go ahead and add local marketing, and we'll go down here and save this one. We can edit this if we choose to. We're not going to right now. We can add social and citation sites right here. We're going to save these changes and these changes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to minimize these. And then, of course, you can drag and drop these so you can put them in any order that you want. I typically like to put the local marketing after the citations in the social marketing or the social media accounts. Let's get the social media accounts here. We'll save this. And then we'll minify this. We'll bring it up. In fact, I don't want social marketing in here because social marketing is not part of this program, for instance. So you can see how easy it is to remove. And then if you want a new category, one that's not already listed in here, we can see there's SEO and different ones. You can just click right here to add a new category very quickly. Now we always want to put in this add custom content right here because this is kind of a catch-all for when we just put in odds and ends into the report as the month goes along. So let's go ahead and save these changes. And now we're done with creating the template. Now again, don't worry about these colors. It's just for this page here. The customer never sees this. It's just for organizational purposes so you can kind of keep them straight. Now when we return to the report section, we can see that the test is created right here. And the next thing we want to do is brand it. So we can create a new brand right here. We can give the template name, the brand a template name. Only we see that. We can add an image for the header. We can put in a line of text right here. This is maybe your tagline, with your success in mind or something like that. You can color this to look like your site. So if you have blues as your color, or greens, or maroons, or anything, you can choose the bars on the top, the header bars, to be the same colors as your company. So you can really customize this. Let's jump back over to the projects. And let's take a look at this one right here. So this is kind of what it would look like. Let's edit it right here. You can see that here's the logo that would be included, and we chose blue headers at the top with white text on the blue header. So that's just a quick example of what one of these would look like. We can hide that. And then, of course, what we want to do is we want to schedule this report to happen whenever we want it to. Now let's go ahead and have this report created as a monthly report. So we'll call this one Frank Monthly. And then here's where we choose the brand template. So we just created the brand here, right? So we'll choose SMMP Monthly, which is this one right here. And then we'll choose the report template, which is what's in the report. That's like the contents, what you want to include as part of the report. And we'll use the test one that we just created. Now, if we click this checkbox right here, now what we can do is we can say we want this to be a monthly report. We titled it monthly right here, but we can do weekly or daily or quarterly, whatever we want. And we want this to happen on the 3rd of the month. We typically want to do the 3rd to the 5th of the month, because what it does is it gives us a couple of days to wrap up the report before the customer sees it. So this is always really helpful to kind of give yourself a little buffer in here so that it's created on the 3rd of the month and not the 1st. Then the last piece right here is, what should be included in here. And since it's a monthly report, we'll just include last month's information. Then when we click on the schedule the report, what it'll happen is it will put it in here. I'm not going to do it just because it'll clutter this up. We can always deactivate it and remove it, but it'll show Frank Monthly right here. It'll show the brand template and the report template listed just like this. It'll show the frequency and all this other data that goes along with it. And then these are the reports that it actually creates. And so let's take a quick look at what a report would look like when it's completed. All right, so here's a report that was created. And you remember in that area when we were setting up the, what's in the report, that very first section, and we had text that we could update and we could change on each of those sections. This is where that text shows up. And so that's why it's important. So like under the report summary, we can just kind of give it a summary right here. You can keep the one we have as a default, or you can rewrite this. We also put in a ranking report right here, which I'm going to click on right here, and we'll come back to it in just a second. So I can show you what a ranking report would look like. And here's what this looks like right here. Here's all the online accounts that we signed up for. Here's the citation sites that we signed up for. We have 223 citations that we signed up for on this one. We can see some that need verification still, so we've signed up for them, but they haven't approved it yet, or we haven't verified our information. Here's the local marketing section right here. And you can see that like everything that we do for local marketing is in here, including the images or the Panoramio images and the citations that go along with those. These are all clickable links. Their YouTube channel, all the videos that we create for them. Here's the insider pages, and if there's a profile, then it lists the profile here. You can see that some of them have profiles and some of them don't. Here's your Google Plus right here. And remember, this is just kind of dummy data in here, so it's not entirely accurate. We just kind of put a bunch of stuff in here. But this gives you an idea of what the report looked like. But you can see how long and detailed this is. And it really instills confidence when you can show them a report that's like 30 or 40 pages long after a while. Now, it doesn't look like this after the first week or the first month, but it builds over the next 3 to 4 months to 5 months kind of a thing. And it ends up looking like this after about 5 to 6 months. And so it just grows and grows and grows, and you can just kind of talk about each of the different sections and why it's important to do each of these sections. And then at the very end, there's some custom content in here in case you want to put some charts and graphs that you may have collected from other places on the web. And customers always love to see that kind of stuff. And the custom content, of course, it'll show for the month that it's in. So like if you put custom content in for October, it's not going to show in the November report. It'll just show in the October report. So it's month sensitive. And so that is an example of the report right here. You can quickly navigate to the different parts just by clicking on these tabs, just kind of a quick way to get to the different places. And that is the reporting section right there. And so I hope that this is helpful right here. Remember, there's training in here on report creation overview right here that goes in much more depth for all the reports and how to set them up. A lot more detail that we want to get into right now. But I hope this was a good overview so you can kind of see the flexibility, the power behind this reporting, and how professional these reports look. Now, just to finish off, remember we clicked on, at the very top, we clicked on the ranking reports. Well, here's what the ranking reports look like. Now, aren't these incredible? You can come up here and you can compare one date versus another kind of a thing. So you can say, I wonder how well we've done over the last month or 2 months since we do weekly reports. You can choose like 4 back and then see what the whole month was. We can see how many listings went up in the last week and how many listings went down, how many stayed the same, new ones that were created. Everything in here is clickable as well. And so we can click on here and view charts and graphs. We can click on these links in here and see the landing pages. Here's what the charts and graphs look like. Kind of interesting, fun to play around with and look at. And then right here we can see when we click on any of these listings right here, we can view the results page, or we can view the landing page on where the results are. We track the YouTube videos, we track all kinds of local directories and Yelp and a whole bunch of different places like that, yp.com. So you can see everything that's related to this client all on one ranking report. And this ranking report covers Google, Google Places, Yahoo, Yahoo Local, Bing, and Bing Local. So that kind of wraps up the reports. There's a whole lot more to it that we just don't have time to get into right now. Like this is how you can set up your custom report content. So you can put in some custom stuff during the month. And there's even a visibility report that's really cool. You should check that out when you have a second. So anyway, I hope this is helpful as a quick overview for the reporting section. And we will wrap this up in our next video.